ask, why are you so, because I sense this, and this is a speculation, that you feel driven to really support women.
To me, it's very important to support people
Yeah.
who are good in what their craft is, and to create community and help build up each other. I mean, to be totally frank with you, it's not just women. It's people who are really good at what they do, men, women, whoever it is. I don't think that I'm just for, if there's a woman that I meet and I don't think that she's as qualified or as adequate as a guy, I'll pick the guy. And I think that like this whole idea of like women only supporting women is tired, right? I think it's a tired philosophy. It's a tired like hashtag, I actually find what I'm not a big proponent of are women who pretend to be supporting women, right? And yet the second they see you as competitive or competition for them, that support
is gone.
Goes really quickly. Yeah. Like women will support you until you are competitive or a competitor of theirs, or where their own stuff doesn't take a back seat. But the second that does, I'd be careful. And I don't like that. That to me really bothers me.
Yeah.
I do believe there's enough for everybody. I don't believe that my winning takes away, or your winning takes away from my winning.
Totally.
And I don't believe that, it's one or the other. I do believe in the fact that we as a group help bring each other up. And why I'm even saying what I'm saying is because I believe that a lot of people say those words, but that's not really how they perceive it and act when push comes to shove.
Wow, that's really interesting. I couldn't agree more in some regards, because for example, like I talk with a lot of women who are trying to grow their businesses, and they're burning themselves out. They're like doing everything. And I remember like sitting down with my really good friend. I was like, I think you should hire this guy. He's like really great. He could be the CEO. And she's like, no, I'm all female owned business. And I was like, well, that's awesome, but right now you have no good females in the running for this position.
Right.
Why would you differherentiate between male and female? Like, is your dream the vision of like getting this product? Yes, it is, but it's all women. And now she's just still running herself ragged. And I'm like, when did we forget that it's just about souls versus if you're male or female? Like, if you're a good human, I don't even care what color you are. If you're a good person, I don't care what color you are.
I don't think it's a forgetting.
I don't care.
What I think it is, I think that people like glom on to what's trendy and what is current, what you should do, versus doing what you want to do and versus what is best for you.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that is what's happening in the world we live in. People are doing things because it's very PC to do it that way and to say certain things. And if you have a women-owned business, maybe you'll get more investment that way, and you'll get more
that's true.
PR that way, or whatever that thing is that you're trying to do. But it's not authentic. I mean, at the end of the day, don't you want to have the best person on your team or on your side, not just because they're because they're a girl or boy, you know what I mean? Like, just pick the best person.
I was like, when I was saying color, I was thinking of like a green alien. I'm like, I don't care if you're an alien, you got in there, get in there.
If you can get the job done, by all means, you know.
Get it done. Yeah.
That's how I believe that, and that's why I don't even present myself or pretend to be this something that I'm not. Like, women supporting women. No, I'm a woman who is supporting whoever is the most qualified, or whoever is the best at what they do.
Right.
Bring them on. I don't need you just because you're a female.
Yeah.
I don't buy into that.
What makes you have the energy you do? What would be the top 3 things you do to really get great energy to do what you do?
The first thing is, I think building really healthy habits and routines to kind of get you to be the best version of yourself and the most productive. The first thing I do is, what is a non-negotiable for me, is exercise. Exercise is the number one, by far, the most important habit that I do daily, because without that, forget it, like my mental health is not on point, my physical health isn't on point, my energy lacks. people have this idea that like if they don't have enough energy, then they can't exercise and therefore won't have enough energy for the rest of the day. But the truth is energy begets energy, right? So if you exert that energy first thing in the morning, it will give you so much more energy to kind of go through your day, go through your like to-do list, and it basically like primes your brain for success.
Right.
And to me, that is the number one thing. And like sticking to a very solid morning routine is like, to me, like I said, the number one thing. Part of it is, first thing is exercise. Another really big one for me is giving myself like social media guidelines. Because if you don't do that, you go down these rabbit holes, and people like myself, and probably like I would imagine you as well, a big part of our career or our job is kind of creating content, being on social media, technology, but there's a lot of good that can come with that, but there's a lot of bad. And left to my own devices, it could be really bad.
Yeah.
So I try to manage how much time I'm allowing myself. So like first thing in the morning, I will not allow myself to do that until I get other things accomplished first.
Right.
And I think doing the hard things first also is really important for me.
So do you click off something that's kind of the harder thing to do?
Yeah, I
do.
do.
It first? Just get it out of the way.
Get out of the way, because I don't want that my energy and my brain power to be ruminating over that thing that I have to do later on, because that's what happens, right? Like it's always that nag in your head, like, oh my God, I got to get that thing done. I still have to do that thing. I still have to do that, make that call I don't want to make. I have to like send that email I don't want to do. And it doesn't have to be these arduous, like these very difficult physical tasks. I'm talking like setting, like calling the person that you have to like give bad news to, or like whatever that thing is. It's always different, right? Days change all the time, but like to like make an attempt to get that thing done is exceptionally important to me.
Yeah.
Well,
that's good. Those top 3, those are great.